I mean, it definitely reminds me of my own story. So my dad was an alcoholic when I was growing up. He's actually been able to stop drinking completely for a few years. I'm so proud of that. But when I was a kid, my dad wouldn't come home on time and come home late nights. Whenever I'd see him, I would say like, Dad, please, like, can you please stop drinking? Can you please come home on time? Like, I want to see you. I want to have dinner with you. And I'd make him like promise me. And he'd tell me, look me in the eye, he'd promise that was the last time that he drank. And sure enough, the next day, he'd come home late, stumbling through the door, drunk again. So it's so hard when the issue that you're trying to solve is not your own, but you take it upon yourself.
What you just said about your dad is really sad because he's still alive, right?
Yeah.
And I'm sure in his sobriety, he regrets that. We both have kids. The idea that you can lose a childhood in your mind and that you look back and you don't have a lot of memories together. Like for me, my issue has been I work a lot. So the first half of my kids' lives, I was gone a lot traveling for books and stuff. Even that, I was doing it for the betterment of all of us, but it still hurts me inside to know that I wasn't there for some things.
Right.
The idea that you just got high or drunk and missed it must be a lot of torture. So I tried to have a lot of sympathy for my parents as they found sobriety later in life to kind of understand that they must be tortured more than I am almost. In terms of my dad with baseball, he always wanted me to be a professional baseball player. It was just like he was so into sports. And it was something he really wanted. He was living obviously very vicariously through me. So a lot of times he would be in the stands and he would be way more invested than he should have been. Like screaming out things about like the coaches putting me in the wrong spot in the batting order, screaming at the umpire if the call was wrong. At one point when in Little League, I missed a ball and I came back in the dugout and he threw me against the fence, like walked into the dugout because he was my coach. He threw me against the fence for making an error in Little League. It was so bad that when I was older, in my 30s, and I was playing softball and he came to see me play softball recreationally, I was so stressed out about performing that I couldn't play softball in Central Park. So that's kind of what that level of intensity does to a kid even as they hit adulthood.